Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Thursday, June 17th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. Oh, welcome everybody. Welcome to my Facebook buds who come in and chat in the room with me while I am live and we talk and laugh and have a lot of fun. Or just come in to observe like a lot of my lurkers do in the group. We always have fun. You can join in anytime. It's a great time. And especially welcome to my YouTube viewers who view this after it goes up to video on YouTube. Glad to see you as well. Hello, Sarah. And also don't forget that this goes to video on Facebook as well after the fact. So I will be here for the next 3 hours. 7 p.m. Central to approximately 10 p.m. Central. And we're going to have lots of fun. At least I am. I hope you will too. Zoom in. Zoom out. Alrighty. Zoom out. Zoom out. So good to see everybody today. I hope your Thursday has been a decent day. Hi, Pearl. Sarah, it takes people time to come in. They'll get here. We have both our lurkers who just watch. We don't see who's in here then. And then we have our people that come in and chat. Pearl, how's it going for you? Okay, so tonight I'm going to be working, zoom out, on rhinestone furs and feathers. We've got a project that we're finishing up. Oh man, I just saw another one that I thought was really pretty. Isn't that beautiful? Outstanding. Anyway, so yeah. So this is a cute little book. You guys know that I always try to do, well, I always do a variety. Pearl had a wonderful visit at rehab with hubby Jerry. Oh, yay. What happened, Pearl? Tell me. How'd it go? And when does Jerry come home? Okay, so I'm moving along on this one. Let me grab my sheet here. All right. Gonna back bend that a little bit. It likes to curl up. Oh, all right. So you guys know that I use lots and lots of different, excuse my arm, media, medium, media, to do this stuff. And I'm going to use my Sharpie marker, and I'm going to go ahead and work on these little swirly thingies. So Pearl, when does Jerry come home? No dates expressed at this point. I think some adjusting the pacemaker isn't quite perfect yet. Oh, you're welcome that we asked, of course. Hey, you're family now. Okay. Righty. Yep. All right, so we need to think about the background on this. And what I'm adding here is I'm balancing out the background with the flashiness of the outfit. And for those of you that are new, well, see, that's right, Rhonda. We prayed over Jerry and everything came out well. Nope, I missed your comment. Oh, how do I do cellophane? No, you gotta cut your own. I've got the cellophane listed in our list, the affiliate list. Yeah, I need to think about chalk background, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this in. Now, given that I have the Cali Art markers, which are the alcohol based, I could have gone with a color, but I want to go with something relatively simple. Okay. Summertime. So I'm going to go with a nice black on these swirls. Hi, Helen. Too bad you popped out early last night. Melba had lots of nice things to say about you. And I was talking to you too, but didn't get an answer. Zoom in. Hey, Helen, when you're going to pop out, let us know, would you? Okay. Yeah, sometimes you have to sleep. Oh, of course. Just let us know when you're leaving. Melba paid you a compliment last night and we didn't know you'd popped away. Okay. Okay. You need an affiliate, Sarah, for what? All right, so notice I'm just taking my time here. Oh, Helen says sometimes your eyes go sleepy and you just click off of sleep. I gotcha. Okay, Sarah, the affiliate links are in the announcements section. You'll see it. It's got hearts on it. And when you click on that, you'll see all the things that I've listed in the affiliate. And the cellophane is there. Now, Helen, are you saying that I put you to sleep? All right. Zoom out. There you go, Helen. See, I'm the cure to insomnia. Helen, just because it's 2 o'clock in the morning in the UK, you know, what's your excuse? Okay, now notice, Mary, good to see ya. And now you're starting to see the pattern that's being developed in the background with this. Zoom in. Zoom in. Welcome to all my new members that are watching. Love to have you chat in the room, but if you're just going to watch, that's fine too. I am told that I have a very soothing voice. Okay. So you can see now how I'm building the background. And I'm using a very simple Sharpie market. Oh, you just ordered, Sarah? Okay, did you find the affiliate list? I know I put the cellophane in there. Okay. Perfect, Sarah. Thank you for supporting the group. Zoom out. Zoom out. Looking pretty nifty. All right. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, now notice I drew the fur to be over some of these loops. So when you go to color over that, you can go ahead and put your streaks of black in. And then let the fur of the coat come over the top of it. Lola is looking fantastic, and wait until you see what else I do. Thank you, Amy. Oh, Melba was absolutely wonderful last night. I was so glad that she came back on. Oh, Mary, I'm sorry. It's there. It was in the envelope. Melba, I'd have to look again. I believe she even put rose on there. Sarah, what question was that? Summertime. The background from the rose I found didn't print out right. Okay. Now, if you need to get into small areas, use your pen. And I think I've got everything. Cool. Zoom out. I use scissors, Sarah. And what you do is you fold it and you put multiple folds in it and just keep cutting and cutting and cutting. Okay. Zoom out. Hey, Rita. Yeah, Sarah, that sounds like something with your printer. Okay. So I have all the little background swirlies in here. Oh, missed one. Sarah, what you need to do in that case is put it on your smartphone and then use the adjustments on your smartphone to lighten the picture. I've done that. I do that a lot, especially when I'm posting. That's a brightness and contrast setting. Okay. Lola is looking pretty cool. La, da, da, da. So let's go ahead and we're going to play with a little bit of bling, and I'm going to make a few more adjustments on this. And this is where I'm going to drive you guys absolutely batty, if not myself. But it is well worth the time and effort. Yeah, Sarah, if I have a picture that's like too dark like that with the background, I will go ahead and adjust it on my smartphone or my iPad. And then I will print it. And sometimes that wonky background will happen if the author, depending on their settings, and there's my aqua. Okay. You are welcome, Miss Sarah. What I really need to do is do a quickie coloring tutorial for you guys and put that in announcements on how to adjust your pictures. And that way, when you go ahead and post your coloring projects, they will look phenomenal as well. Zoom in. Okay. This is going to look absolutely gorgeous. Zoom in. Hi, Maddie. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to take my little blue stick-ons. Thank you, Maddie. And I am going to add the little rhinestones now around the earrings. Now again, for you, you want to do this the very last thing. And you want to do it after you put your Krylon spray on, your finished spray, when you're completely done. The reason I'm doing it now is for teaching purposes. Zoom in. So what I'm going to do now, I'm using my clear glue, and I am pulling off the teeniest, tiniest rhinestone. And I'm going to put them around the outside. These are on the affiliate list as well. Hi, Cindy. And I'll tell you what, guys, when you add these little things like this, absolutely gorgeous. Now, don't worry about the excess glue, because this particular glue that I use is really good for drying clear. Now, what I would do, however, is go ahead and use your toothpick and pull off whatever you can. Everybody see that? Now, it's going to be a little bit tedious to do this, but it is well worth the effort. Oh, the lady of the hour is here. Hi, Melba. Melba, Melba, Melba. How are you? Long time no see. Zoom out. Guys, look at that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? I'm going to move you just a little bit. Hi, Wanda. Sorry for the waving. Wanda, that rose was absolutely beautiful. And Wanda, it's super impressive because you pulled that off during the broadcast. Beautiful work. And guys, I hope the camera is doing this justice with the addition of these little rhinestones. Around the earrings. And I really hope you can see it. Zoom in. Oh, there you go. Everybody see that? You know, Wanda, there's a lot to be said about that and doing it again. Do you remember last night when Melba said, you know, follow along and then do another one and make it your own? Oh yeah, that's right. Your commenting problem is fixed. Yay! Okay, can everybody see? Is that too close up of a view? Somebody needs to let me know, please. I'm going to be redoing the one that I did as well. And again, guys, please don't forget, even though that your add-ons may have a sticky background, do not depend on it, because when you go to store your pages, they're going to rub up against stuff. So I always add glue. Oh, Wanda, I'm so sorry. Wanda, can you stay with us? Maybe just watch? You know we enjoy having you in here. Flonase quick fix. Summertime, summertime, summertime. Yep. And just in case you guys wonder why I do this, take the time to do this on camera, is because I want you to see how this builds up your color and how it continues to change the whole complexion of your piece. And then before your glue dries, of course, just tap it into where you want it to be. There we go. Yana, hello. There you go, guys. And then just take your toothpick and remove any of that excess glue. Everybody see that? So we've got our shine from the window shine that I put on here from plaid. And then we've got the extra gems around the outside. Zoom out. And look how absolutely beautiful, guys, that this looks. Yeah, good comment, Helen. I don't know how she holds them on there. Oh my. Okay. Zoom in. Wanda, I'm so sorry that you're not feeling well. Yeah, Melba had to keep waiting on doing her presentation for us because she was not feeling well. Oh, Wanda's not feeling that bad. Listen to the comment she just made. That's my Wanda. I'll tell you what, if she sneezes, she's going to be in a lot of trouble. She'll fall forward and she'll fall out of her fur coat. And that was my cat that just hissed at another one, if you heard that. Yesterday it was the mower, today it's my cats. Zoom in. And you guys need to let me know if that's too close, but I want to show you this. Now, again, when you add stuff like this actually should be after you spray your Krylon on your piece. The only reason I'm doing it now is to show you. And you guys know that I always tell you, don't get stupid with your decorations. Zoom out. But the reason that I am doing that, by adding more, not get stupid, is because we decided that Lola is a little bit trashy. And so she's got all this glitter on her. Okay. You know, and I don't know if trashy is the right word. We don't want her to hear that, because it's going to make her sad that we're talking about her like that. Lola's just trying to get along like everybody else in this world. So we need to cut her some slack. So Lola, I apologize for what I said about you. Yeah, Mary says there's a song that says, I like my woman a little on the trashy side. Yeah, there's a running joke. You know, you hear the joke about the two guys that were next to the car that had dirty windows. Very dusty and dirty windows. And the one husband says to the other, if my wife was that dirty, I'd be a very happy man. Yeah. And guys, would you please do, she's a former showgirl. That's right. She is a former showgirl. Just like the Berry Manilow song. She's had a very rough life. She's doing her best. You know, one of these days I'm going to pull up that song and play it. And then Facebook will send me an email saying that my video play was removed from certain countries. Zoom out. Okay, so you can see that. All right, this is just a little extra bling that I'm adding. Now, this necklace is a little bit off balance the way it was drawn. So I'm going to rebalance it, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. So we've got a few. I have to do something here because of the dots on the top. Okay, now on the other side, the author did not put in the same dots. So I'm going to go ahead and add a few of the bling on the other side just to balance it out. And guys, I can't emphasize this enough. Please, please, please pay attention to the details of your pictures that you're coloring, okay? And do things like this. Remember, the joy should be the journey, which is the coloring, with the prize being the destination. Zoom out. Okay, Amy, she says she's watching in silence as she eats dinner, but I'm here, just about to start coloring the crab in the Circle Book of Life. Cool. Okay. Now, I don't dare add any more. I mean, there's a couple of spots here where the author indicated, but I think that's enough. All right. So now I've got my aqua blue green. And these, thank God, are a little bigger. Oh my. And as I started to say earlier, I'm not Oh, Yana says, watching and working in my Linda Ravenscroft book, sort of obsessed with her illustrations. Cool. Yana, would you post your WIP on that so we can all see after the broadcast? Now, when you're doing something like this and you're using the different sizes, zoom in. Thank you, Yana. Be mindful of the different sizes here because you want your pieces to not look clunky. And guys, I'll remind you, we are a teaching group, and if you have something that you're doing in your coloring, please post it as a work in progress. Because that way other people can learn and benefit. That is the whole point. And I'm sorry I slid off camera a little bit. If you have your own way that you apply gemstones, like this, let people know. We are here to benefit each other. I think I'm going to spread these out a little bit. There we go, much better. I don't want to jam those up. And I have a question for you guys. Are those quickie coloring tutorials that I'm starting to put up helping you? Okay, 2 more. And again, I'm going to spread these puppies out a little more. Well, maybe I can't because that won't cover. Okay, I'll still put one in there. Excuse me while I put a little dabble in here. No, you haven't missed anything so far. pearl. I showed a sample of a satin hat, and I also showed a sample of a leather satchel. Okay, now, this little gem over here, we've got a couple of big ones, and then they go smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, I decided to do those quickie coloring tutorials and it highlights segments of what I do in these longer broadcasts. For example, I showed how to color the gems. And again, guys, I emphasize, I say this is how I do it. There are many, many ways to skin a cat. I hate to say that, but it's a saying. Zoom out. Zoom out. Oh, look at that. Is that not cool? Zoom in. Zoom in. Now remember, you don't want to go overboard on your stuff. And you know that I've said this time and time again when I have shown you about adding extras. But on this particular one, the subject matter calls for what we're doing. Hopefully that makes sense. Well, it's obvious, I think. And this is why I always tell you, when you're coloring, take a step back from your piece and decide what it calls for. I would never, ever, on my other pieces, add this much bling as I'm doing here. And even on this one, we need to be careful that we don't get too weird with it. So I'm going to add one more piece, I think. And then we'll quit there. Pearly. Okay. Minor little addition here, I think. The bottom of this gem looks weird to me without surrounding doohickeys. You did know now that these are called doohickeys, right? I'll have to list them that way on my affiliate list. It's amazing how adept you get at wrangling these little things. Okay, that's much better. That makes more sense. Zoom out. I don't know, I'll have to send him the picture. Zoom out. Okay, that's enough. And I think we're good on that. Okay. I can't quit thinking of that stupid, her name is Lola. Dang. Tell you what. Now, I get it that you guys, some of you may not like all this little doohickey addition. That's cool. I get it. I'm just showing you some ideas. Zoom out. Yeah, Maddie, you're right. This picture does demand bling. You're right. But of course, too, as you know, the trick is to do it just up to a certain point. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, now, on her dress, or whatever this thing is, I'm going to add 2 or 3 clear stones. And the reason that I'm doing that is because we want to have a little bit of balance in what we're doing, because we've blinged up her necklace. And we want to go ahead and have something that's going to lead the eye down to the rest of it. So I'm not going to go with much. I'm just going to add, like I said, the 2 or 3 dots. And it'll give everything a cohesiveness. Now, again, guys, this is why I do stuff like this, because you may hate the picture, you may hate the theme, but I'm talking about coloring methods and design methods to make this stuff look good. So now we've got the bling up here, right, around her neck. We've got it coming down on the little strap. It's coming down into here, all the way down here. And now I'm going to finish it off with our ring. And thank you to whoever suggested topaz on the ring. I think that was perfect. Amy, I think that was you, but I'm not sure. Now, Rick did not finish the little circles around the ring. Zoom in. Zoom in. Notice he left it open on this end. That's fine. You know, Kirby Roseanne's does the same thing, as he just kind of trails off every once in a while. It's really amazing how when you start doing something like this, you get really adept at handling little teeny pieces and toothpicks. Yeehaw! Oh, wait a minute. It wasn't this one with the topaz. It was the one with Bennett Klein and our flower head lady. That was it. And she had this ring on, and one of you wanted me to make that ring topaz, and I did. That was so cool. Am I too close, guys? Hey, Rebecca. Rebecca Jones is in the room. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Oh my gosh, guys, look at that. How cool is that? Oop. Got a little one that got away here. Zoom out. Zoom out. Well, thank you, Pearl. Pearl says, I'm so happy with what you've done with this picture. And Lola. We got to treat Lola well. Now, this rhinestone pack that I got, I am so in love with it. It's got these sheets that have all these different sizes on it. Zoom in. Zoom in. There's the teeny tiny, there's the largest size, and they're adhesive. But again, I still put glue on, and there was like a whole pack, like, I think like 20 packs or something. Loved it. Now, again, guys, this picture calls for all of this. Zoom in. Zoom in. So, I don't want you to think that this is my normal style from the standpoint of going crazy with add-ons and additions. Absolutely not. But it is my job to teach you different types of coloring and pieces. Would you really want me to be doing something like Johanna Bosford all the time? Right? This is why I buy the variety of coloring books that I do. Everybody see where I'm going with these gems? It's going to eat up my supply, but well worth it. Now, I understand if you have older eyes that this may not be something for you, that you'd have a little bit of difficulty doing it. Then in that case, what I would suggest is get one of those lights that have a magnifier in the middle of it. And I don't know how well they work, but there's some craft glasses, they were advertised a while back, that you can put on. Oh man, that is so pretty. You've seen the ads for them where it shows the lady with the magnified eyes. I hope I have enough of these. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Here, I'll do this. There we go. I'm going to mix in a larger gem with these. And you'll hardly even notice. Oh, that's perfect. Dang, I'm good. Anybody have any questions or comments about what I'm doing? Do you like it? Do you not like it? There we go. How about a white pearl in between the lavender stones? Pearl, it's funny you should mention that. Already thinking about it. And actually, those are gleam marks on these. Oh, a white pearl. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. A white pearl's in between the lavender stones. Oh. Oh, you know, I think I'm going to not do that. That would be neat, though. Only because I've got so many pearls here. I gotcha. I thought you meant over here. We love our Pearl because she comes up with some of the smartest ideas. Or as Maddie calls her, Pearly. Now, don't be stingy with your supplies, guys. If you're going to do something like this, go, you know, whole hog with it. There are two words that you will never hear me say, and if you ever hear me say this during a broadcast, where I'll say, good enough, may lightning strike me if I ever say that's good enough. Because good enough isn't. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Zoom out. Okay, now. We've got shine on this bracelet that I did not do with our glass goo, right? Well, Pearl, how many times have you suggested something, right? So, to me, right now, we've got to treat this one of two ways here. Zoom in. I think that Rick meant these to be gleam marks. I'm not sure about the circles. But I want to show you a little trick, and I'm going to tell you my intention. Now, whether that comes out this way on this particular piece, we'll have to see. But, you know how you have little shines on gems? Which I think that's what these are. So I'm going to take my clear glass white shinies and I'm going to put them on this bracelet. Now, it's probably going to end up looking more like a design, and that's okay too. But what I want you to keep in mind, yeah, we're thinking outside the box, and that's what Pearl does. Listen, Pearl, I love it when you guys think outside the box. That's what I'm looking for. Zoom out. Okay, it's looking like it's more of a decoration, but here's what I want to show you. And this is the concept I'm trying to show you. Zoom in. You know when you have a little shine mark on something like these gems and stuff? You could go ahead and put a little teeny tiny rhinestone, clear, on your gem. And that's going to add to the illusion of the shine. Okay? And I'm not talking about stuff that goes around the outside. I'm talking about making it look like your shine point. So wherever your bright spot is, like right here, or up here in the corner where you put a little white, that's where I would put that. Is that making sense? Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. So there we go with all our little shine. Now, if you also wanted to have a little fun with this, zoom in, zoom in. And I'm going to do this on purpose because, see these little shine points here? That's where I meant putting, you know, the extra little gemmy thing. And I want you guys, zoom in. I want you guys to take a screenshot of this because with my studio lighting, this is a perfect example of showing a little bit of shine on something that you've put on. So let me move this up and take a screenshot, okay? Now, I'm going to do something extra. This is really over the top. But I want to give you this idea. Is I'm going to take a little thing of glue and I'm going to glue a gemstone on top of that. Could somebody help Maddie? You got to hold two buttons on your phone. Now, admittedly, this is like way over the top now, but I just want to, like I said, I just want to show you this idea. And that's okay. If you can't do a screenshot right now, you can always go back with the video and capture it. Okay. Yeah, hold the volume and the power button at the same time. Yeah. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay. Everybody see that little extra piece of bling that I put on top of the gem or of the pearl? Melba, are you rolling your eyes yet? Oh, man. Could somebody look that up for Maddie on how to take a screenshot? I've done it so often on my iPhone. Thank you, Pearl. Oh, Pearl, even better. She sent you a screenshot in Messenger. Bless you, Pearl. That's another thing I love about you guys, is you're so willing to help each other. Okay. Zoom out. Oh, you did it. Good. Maddie? Oh, she's swatching markers. Okay, Melba. Okay, Maddie. So, did you get zoom in? Zoom in, duh. Yep. We are family. Da 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 da. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, Maddie, there's the close-up again, so you can take it, and I'll move it away from comments. There. There you go, Maddie. Okay, zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Oh, I like it. Maddie, I take screenshots all the time. If I like a piece, I'll take a screenshot of it to give me ideas. All right. Zoom in. We put a new tool in Maddie's arsenal. Zoom in. Okay, now, this glove is a little bit lighter than what I'm comfy with. So I'm going to go ahead and tone that down. Now Maddie's more dangerous. Oh, Maddie, I take screenshots all the time of things to give me ideas. Now, if you have a piece of glue that's coming up that you get on your piece from gluing something, take your X-Acto knife and just cut it off. Just slice it off like you would a piece of bread. Okay, does everybody see why I'm darkening this glove? Zoom out. Oh, Maddie, that's wonderful. I'm so glad we could help you. Thank you guys for helping Maddie. Now, notice how this darker part of the glove looks a lot better than this lighter part. You've got to watch the, oh my gosh, I got to watch the words I use now because Melba's watching. You got to watch the tone of your piece, the way you shade it. And that glove was bugging me because it was so light. And again, this is where you're going to make your adjustments, guys, when you're coloring your piece. Don't ever, ever, ever feel like you failed if you have to go back and change something. All right, so watch the difference now on the bottom part of this glove as I'm taking it down a whole shade darker. Much, much better. Darker around the outside because you want that depth. Zoom out. Everybody see how much better that looks? Okay, now, always, 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 and again, I did this for illustrative purposes, put your add-ons last. Zoom in, zoom in, because now I have to go in with a marker. Pencil won't do it because that glue is there. And I need to push my marker now tip in between my little thingies that I glued on there. Now, not the end of the world if you decide to add something like this last, but it's always good practice. I'm sorry. Not the end of the world if you put an ad on and then you decide to do something else. That's okay. I'm sorry I misspoke earlier. But this is why you should do your stuff last. Again, just for illustrative purposes, I'm doing them now because I'm doing it as I go along. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay, now I told you the other night that I wanted to go ahead and make a couple changes on her hair. I'm going to do some things up here. I got to do some things with the swirly, and then we'll see what I'm going to do with the background. Questions, comments yet? And when I'm asking for comments, guys, the comments are along the line of, you know, yeah, I like the piece, or yes, I can do this, or, you know, that type of thing. All right. I'm not fishing for compliments. I know what I want to teach you, and again, I know that sometimes it may not quite be to your taste. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to work up her hair pieces here. Okay, Maddie says she's comfortable. Yeah, that's the kind of comment I'm looking for. And again, you guys know me. I'm not this blingy, but this piece called for it. Okay. Zoom in. I want you guys, look, I want you guys to at least try, okay? I want you to consider different things. I don't want you coloring the same thing time after time after time. What's the point? That's why I show you this stuff. I mean, this idea now with adding the bling on top of the bling, you know, the little pearly on top, I'm sorry, the rhinestone on top of the pearl, you know. See that? How I did that? That would be like adding, what were those pearl drops that we got from Ranger? That we've got a bunch of now? Same type of thing. Okay, so I'm just going to erase her little hair sticks. And I'm going to get a little turquoise . This is a water-based marker because I don't want a heavy color in here. That's another thing. If you don't want a heavy marker color, go to your water-based. If you don't have water-based, of course, go with a lighter color. So we're going to go ahead and do these as little turquoise sticks for this. Now, I'm not going to vary the color of the hair sticks because we've got a feather on the other side that's got lots of different colors in it. So I don't want to get too weird with that. Now, my Ohuhus happen to be the ones that have the fine tip marker. You can use that. See? Clean off my paper. And when I do stuff like this, guys, like I said, what I want you thinking about is when you go to do another project, or even a project that you've done, don't forget, you can always go back to your finished pieces and add things. Okay, hold on here. I'm looking for a color. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Alright, so I'm going to take my little rhinestone doohickeys and my trusty Elmer's glue. And I'm going to dab just a little glue on the tips. And I'm going to put 2 or 3 of similar colored gems on the tips. Zoom in. And I'm just going ahead and wiping off the excess glue. Everybody see where I'm going with this? Now, I could put my little blingies along the whole length of this, but I thought it would be cool just to do the tip, which is kind of funny if you think about it. But that looks so neat just to have these little ones on the end like this. And what that does is it surprises your viewing audience, because they would be expecting that you're going to do it along the whole line, right? But for all the bling that Miss Lola has here, she's just got this little bit on the tip. Now, notice that I'm curving this down, this last one, and I'm going to do it with this a little bit. Now, Rick didn't exactly do this to this degree, but if I push the prior one up a little bit and this one down, it's still within his lines, but it gives the illusion of curvature. Everybody clear on that? And again, remember, this should have been done the very last thing after you've sprayed your piece with your final Krylon, but I'm again doing it now for illustrative purposes. Zoom out. Look how beautiful that looks with just that little bit. Now, I want you to think about this. You know how when you have oriental pieces that you have these real fine lines? You could do something like this with your teeny tiny rhinestones. Now, I'm also going to put one or two of these little guys on my feathers. Look at that. Isn't that going to look cool? I'm just putting my glue drops on right now. Zoom in. And again, I'm just taking a second to wipe off my excess glue. This stuff is pretty good. Well, it's very good. In that it really does dry clear. And you shouldn't see it. You just don't want any inadvertent shine on your feathers, okay? Now, one little hint, when you're putting these rhinestones on a little puddle of glue, you need to make sure that you push it down from the top, and that way your rhinestone is seated onto the paper. Oh, I'm so sorry. Onto the paper and not just onto the glue bubble. Does that make sense? So take that little time and squish it down on top of your glue. And I know that sounds anal, but trust me, it's going to make a difference. Okay, little teeny tiny rhinestone. It's the smallest ones that I've got. Zoom out. Look how cool that looks on the feathers. Isn't that neat? Now, I have yellow and topaz of these. I am not going to use the topaz because I've already got the topaz on the rings. Is using topaz wrong? No. This is an artistic choice. So let's go ahead and make sure we do yellow instead of topaz. And again, it seems a little anal, but you need to think about stuff like this, guys. Now, I'm going to make that one a little bit off center from my first one. And watch out, see how I push this over? You don't really want to line those up. You want them to be semi-random. Zoom out. Oh my gosh, guys, look how cool that looks. Zoom in. Zoom in. So we've got our little tips here. We've got touches on the feathers. We've got all her bling around her neck and down below. Okay, but wait, there's more. Oh, you would be so disappointed in me if I didn't do that. Hold on, I gotta grab something. Sit tight. Okay. Now, remember when Stacy talked about the eyes and our cellophane? Doggone it, Stacy, you better be watching this. So I'm going to cut up the little or teeny tiny pieces of cellophane. It's the holographic stuff. Okay, where'd it go? The static cling on this stuff is notorious. It'll drive you bonky because it'll stick to your scissors like crazy. Okay, so I've cut up some of this. I need one of you guys to text Stacy Garrett and tell her that I use her method on the eyes with the cellophane. And for those of you that didn't see it, what I'm doing is I'm taking the holographic cellophane, teeny tiny pieces, you don't need much at all. Zoom in. There you go. Now, it looks wonky close up. I've told you guys that a bazillion times when I'm teaching you that the close-up view doesn't do it justice, but I go close up so you can see. Zoom out. There you go. Zoom out. Good night, Miss Rebecca. Oop. Did you have fun? And more importantly, did you learn something? Good night, Rebecca. Good night, Rebecca. Good night, Rebecca. So glad you could make it with us. And just be sure that if you have any pieces of cellophane sticking out onto the eyeball, you'll need to move it around until it doesn't, or get your X-Acto knife and trim it. Because, yeah, it makes a difference. Oh, Rebecca, you're welcome. She gave me a smiley with hearts. Zoom out. Doesn't that look cool? Just enough shine. Okay. Okie dokie. Not too much more to go on this yet. Good night, Pearl. Pearly, pearly, pearly. Okay, I'm in the way putting scissors away. All right. So, Pearl, am I allowed to call you Pearly as well? Or is that just a Maddie thing? Oh, and Pearl, if you can do it, please go ahead and share this. Okay, so I decided that my highlights look pretty wonky, so I'm going to tone those down. Surely I can. What's the line from Airplane? He's, what's his face said something, 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 and don't call me Shirley. Oh, man. Love you, Pearl. Hopefully Wanda's laughing at all this. Wanda, you know we're nutty in here, right? You know, you guys, so many of you have texted me and told me that I made you laugh and thanked me. I'm so glad. Oh, much better on that red hair. There you go. Hey, Wanda, Pearly is awesome. Only my besties can call me Pearly. How's that? Oh, wonderful. Zoom in. So now that's really making Pearl feel welcome, that we call her Pearly. Okay, everybody see how I've got those little highlights now? I toned it way down. Gonna do the same with the brown. We're gonna go ahead and just mute that. Good. Oh, Pearly says, ladies, this day has been awesome. And tonight is one of the best. Oh, wonderful. Now, if you have to tone down highlights like this, you can just go over the top just a little bit. Mute that color. Remember, I added this curl at the top. All right, Pearly, you take care. Love you, sweetie. Okay, so we're going to calm that down. Much better. Much, much better. And you guys know that I tell you this, just because you go back and change something does not mean that you made a mistake. You've got to look at your overall piece and your colors and your shades and your tones. Zoom out. Okay, and remember, I made part of this red and the other part of this brown, just because. And if you wanted to, you could go ahead and add highlights if you want. All right. And Wanda, on your Linkio, please don't forget to use your graphite pencils a lot. Rhonda, you also, to keep your blades nice and clean. And I'm not talking about doing this every second day or so. You've got to do it every day. When you color, just leave some graphite pencils by your Linkio and shove them in there to clean off those blades. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, so I'm taking my dark shades now. La-da-dum. Which is a medium to dark gray. And I'm going ahead and adding in what? Some shading in between these curls. And what that does is that gives you a lot of the D word. What's the D word? Somebody popped that word at me. Depth, yep. Depth, dimension, exactly. And Wanda has mentioned mentioned this as well, the technique. Oh, Wanda, I cannot get over how you've really been blooming with your artwork. Just beautiful. And I hope you do another rose. And make it your own, as Melba would say. Guys, I don't ever want you to be embarrassed about posting your work and having it shine in this group. This is a teaching group. We help each other. I can't say that enough. And this is why I'm glad that Wanda's going to do another rose. Because that'll show the variances you can do with it. Alright, now notice I'm running a little bit of black inside this curl. Let me put it to you this way, guys, the way I feel about you posting in my group. And I hope you take this to heart. To me, a good manager in a business is not going to take credit for his or her people's work. Not that I would do that. But what I mean is, because managers, some managers don't like it when their people outshine them. And I'm just the opposite. If you excel in an area in this group, I am so proud of you when you do that, because it's a good teaching tool for everybody else. I have absolutely no horse in this race when it comes to you guys posting your stuff. And when I see you guys posting like that, and then we have an artist like Helen and Melba come in here and compliment your work, that makes me proud. Zoom out. Okay, see how we're getting a lot of depth and dimension. Wanda, what's your next piece? And what I really like is Wanda has gotten a lot better about posting how she did her pieces. Are you going to do, Wanda, are you going to do a non-grayscale piece one of these times? Zoom out. Okay, everybody see how that hair is looking a lot better. So your dark gray is you're using it in between the hair pieces where the hair comes together, and that's where you're getting your depth and dimension. Does anybody have any questions about that? Zoom in. It's a close-up of a beautiful bird in flight. Cool. Okay, see how I'm adding the dark underneath this curl that's right on her forehead? This is why when you do skin, you darken it with the, you put the light shade on and then you come back and you darken it. The watch was line, yep, you're right. The watch was line art. I stand corrected. Oh my gosh, Wanda, that watch, gorgeous. What was I thinking when I said that about line art? You're right. Just smack me. Okay. Everybody see now how our young lady is getting her depth here. Now, I'm going to go in and I'm going to play with the eyebrows a little bit. Zoom in. Yeah, and Wanda, I'm glad you mix it up. Now, be careful when you use your gray around the eyes, because we don't want her to look like she was hit in the eye, right? And you don't want to lose the eyelashes. Remember when last night when Melba was talking about the eyelashes going above the brow here? And then if you want, you can add a little incidental shading by the nose. Notice how I'm carrying up this line just a little bit. And down a little bit to catch that nose. Okay. Anybody have any question about what I'm doing on her face? Whoop. Other than adding cat hair. That is not a coloring technique, guys. No cat hair. I'm sorry, that just amuses me. I got rid of the little mustache that Rick had put on the top here. He meant it as shading, but it really made it look weird. Okay. And I'm going to take my red marker and I'm going to enhance the lips just a little more. And again, this is the theme of the piece. She has lots of makeup on, right? But don't overdo, please. Smack. Very good, Wanda. Thank you. Whop, my head goes back. Mary, good night. Zoom out. I'll be broadcasting for 35 more minutes. Okay. Zoom out. Oh, look at her eyes shine now. The way my studio light catches her eyes. I gotta move that. Hold on. We don't want her looking like a demon. Sorry for the shadows. Oh, it's reflecting here. Okay. Zoom in. Wanda says she's going to get familiar with her Vicks Vapor Rub and go to bed. Good night, sweet Wanda. Melba, good night. Rhonda, I'll answer your question in a moment. Good night, sweet Wanda. Good night, Melba. I hope you feel better. Yeah, Wanda's comment, blues. You want to use your blacks and your blues like we've been talking about. And you want to use the darkest blue that you can find, Rhonda. Okay, I don't have very much more to go on this. I'm going to use a very, very pale blue. On these little swirly things. And I'm looking in my marker box to see if I can find anything that's very pale. Good night, everybody that's going out. I'm broadcasting for a half hour yet. Now, I have found two markers that I'm going to use here. A very light blue and a little bit darker blue. Now, you got to test your markers, guys. And you need to be very careful. Now, I'm just taking a little bit of a swipe, and I am hardly touching the paper. Now, I noticed I missed a little hair here. Hold on. Zoom in. Can you see I'm just literally just doing a really quick swipe. And again, I'm using the two blues. A darker blue and a lighter blue. Now, I'm also going to allow that color to go outside a little bit. Okay? I want that look. Now, the reason that it's important that we use the 2 blues instead of 1, and if you don't cover everything with the 1 color, come back with your other blue. So in other words, each swirl could have 2 colors on it, which would look really cool. Okay, let me turn you so you can see this. So notice I'm not exactly staying on the circles here. Do I need to be in closer for you to see this? And that's because I'm just splashing on the color. And again, if you go outside of your lines a little bit, that's fine. That's the effect that I want. Everybody see how I'm doing that? And do not press hard with your marker. I literally, it's a feather touch on this, guys. I'm barely touching the paper. Hi, Ronnie. Okay, now, I want you to notice that we've got a little bit of a shadow underneath the feather. So we need to put that there. And we have a little bit of shadow underneath the hair. Ronnie Bobani, hello. And again, guys, you only want to kiss the paper with your marker. I'm fine, Ronnie. I'm doing great. How are you? Now, if you have a similar color right here, for example, of the darker blue, use the lighter blue. And notice I'm adding a little bit of shading around this piece here. As well. Okay. Now, the nice thing too about using your water-based markers is when you get down to where the fur is from the coat. Okay, now I'm back to my blue, darker blue. It doesn't wipe out your fur strands. Okay, so we don't have any down here. And if you're in a darker area on your piece, then don't use too much of the dark blue, darker blue. Keep it light. But see how I'm just adding a little bit of the darker blue on top of the lighter blue after I've put it on here? Maddie, does that make sense? Rhonda, does that make sense? Oops, didn't mean to add it there. I always make sense to you, Maddie says. Okay. So light color first, light marker first, and then come in with your darker marker if appropriate. So light and a little bit of dark. Whoop. And don't smudge with a dirty finger. Zoom out. Zoom out. All right, see how that's looking so far? Almost done. Now, artistic choice. You can leave it just like this, and it's gorgeous. Or you can go ahead and add a little more of a complete background. Totally up to you. Now, remember guys, white is a color. And there are times when you want to, what's called leaving white space. And that will add to your piece. Do not discount your white space. Having said that, I'm going to go ahead and use my eyeshadow because it's the closest thing within reach. Oh, this is my new stuff too. Ronnie, when I made color charts, I did not spray first. But that was just me. All right. Maddie, do you spray first when you make color charts? So I'm going to get out my little sponge tip applicators now. I'm going to go with my lightest aqua, zoom in. Yeah, I don't make color charts either. But when I did not spray first. Okay, sponge tip applicator, zoom in. A nice light aqua blue. And I want you to notice that I'm swirling this. Now look, I'm not going to fill in 100% my background. I'm going to swirl it. And that's going to leave white splotches. Hopefully they are showing up on camera. Can you guys see that? It's almost like I was doing clouds. And the way you get that swirly effect is you put down your initial color and then you can go back over it again, and the addition of the same color layered makes it look swirly. Anybody have any questions about that? Now, don't rub it too much or else you're going to rub out your little whiter areas. And I'd like you to pay specific attention to how I'm doing this. I'm not just applying up and down, I'm applying the shadow. I'm sorry, I'm applying circles. So Rhonda says she likes using the eyeshadow or loves using the eyeshadow for backgrounds. Okay, Yana, I'm only on for 15 more minutes. Good night, sweetie. Anybody have any questions about how I'm doing that? I love these makeup applicators. Now, zoom out. Zoom out. Everybody, take a look at this. And the whole thing looks cloud-like. Now, when I did these little coils on here, yeah, you got the same kind of eyeshadow applicators. They're 3 inches because I like them with my larger hand. Okay, remember when I used the blue and the aqua on the swirls? Same thing on the background. Artistic choice. You don't have to add the blue if you don't want. Now, it's a slightly darker color, so you got to be careful that you don't get blotchy with it. Can you guys see this? Am I close enough? Zoom in. So I've got 3 colors working on here. The white background, right? The aqua. And the blue. And again, be careful with your blue because it's a lot darker color and you don't want to have that in blobs. And you don't want to completely cover your aqua. Okay. Zoom out. Oh man, guys, look how cool that looks and floaty. Questions? Oh, I missed some inside stuff. Hold on. What do you think? See how floaty and light this looks? And that was important because we've got so much bling on this thing that there is no way that we could have a dark background. Okay, I forgot in between here. Let me do that. And remember that you can use the tip of these things to get into small places. Okay. And again, if you're not happy with the subject matter, that's fine. I just want you learning the different techniques I'm using on this. Whatever method you choose after that, totally up to you. Okay, 2 more things. So I'm going to use my little stretchy gummy eraser. And I'm going to narrow it to a point, and I'm going to erase over the black near the edges. And that's because I got eyeshadow on them. Yeah, I can do a tutorial on chalks. Yeah, a quickie coloring tutorial. Yeah. So anywhere where you could have gotten your eyeshadow on your black, clean it off with your eraser, or go back with your marker and color over the top. But you've got to clean off the excess of anything that got on there while you were doing all this stuff. Okay, one little extra touch. Again, totally optional artistically. And see how I'm just basically going up and down with my eraser and patting. I'm dabbing off the chalk that's on the black by going up and down with this. Basically, I'm stamping on top of it. Stamping motion. Can you guys see how that goop is coming up into my eraser? You want that black to be vivid. So get the chalk off of it where it might have smudged onto it. Okay. And if you take off too much chalk next to your black, fix it. Remember how I showed you to hold your piece here? Oh, Wanda's minty. And I'm using the tip. Yeah, but you'll feel better. Zoom out. She put the Vicks on. Okay, now watch. One last touch, guys. I'm going to take a very light pink and I'm just going to put the tiniest amount on there. Now, zoom in. You've got to be very, very careful with this. And I put it on my finger. You can use your applicator, that's fine. And I'm touching it on areas where my white is showing through. Does that make sense? In other words, I'm not putting it on where my darker blue is. Vicks Vapor Rub. Anybody care to speculate why I'm putting a little bit of pink in this background? I love Vicks. But you probably don't want to wear it into the restaurant. Uh-oh, what is the autocorrect? Vicksburg Vapor Rub. Okay, that too. Okay, depth is one answer. What's another answer? Why am I putting the pink in this background? And again, very sparingly. I'm just putting little wisps of pink. Color balance. Thank you, Wanda. Will you explain that a little further, please? Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay. And then again, take your little stretchy eraser and clean up any black areas where you may have put your pink on. All right, what Wanda is saying is because we have the pink in the coat, we can get away with putting a little pink in the surrounding background. And it adds another dimension to your piece. Now, having said that, guys, it is not required. It is optional. If you want to stay with the blues, that's fine. And what it does in this case, we've got a pink here. Now, basically, we're pretty well balanced because we've got the pink and the red up here. So there really is a two-part answer to this. Part of it is the depth because of what I want to do with the background, and part of it is it allows me to do this because I've already got pink in the piece. Do not feel that you have to do this. All right? That's not it at all. I think we're done with our little girl. Oops, missed a spot. It's amazing when you go to put a background on that you'll see glaring holes. Okay. I think we're done. I'm calling her done. Questions, comments? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Now, the only other correction that I may make to this, I just want to show you this very quickly. Zoom in. Zoom in. The feathers are getting a little lost in the background, and I knew that would happen. I meant to show you this and didn't. But what I'm doing is I'm taking a gray pencil and I'm outlining the feathers. Well, Maddie, and sometimes there's just nights that you can kick back and watch. Let me just show you this real quick, is where the feathers are crossing the background. I am going ahead and I am darkening the edges. And you can do anything from a medium gray. You could even very carefully use a little black. But see how that's making this feather now stand out a little more. And I only really need it where it's against the turquoise background. Much better. Zoom out. Zoom out. Oh, much better. Okay, guys, I am calling this one done. Start the new project tomorrow. We're going to do, well, I'm going to leave it as a surprise. I hope you like the piece. Let me rephrase. I hope you like the methods that I showed you. And whatever technique that you end up using, totally up to you on your pieces. All right, guys. This is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. I hope you had fun. Hope you learned something, is the more important thing. And I enjoyed your company. Take care, guys. Love you. Maddie, you're welcome. My pleasure. I'll be spraying this, putting my initials on it, and posting it. I hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for watching. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. Say goodbye to Lola. Good night, guys. Bye.